if I can get back in with Dr. Hyde, I'll call him one of my doctors. I tell everybody that I'm keeping, got several doctors down in Florence that I'm keeping up. They go out here and buy these fancy cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and stuff like that, and big boats, airplanes, and then they can't pay for them, and I have to go down and bail them out occasionally. But anyway, KN4ME, WE4AM. Enough of that, I guess.
Well, you're doing your part to float the economy. Good for you. Yeah, he should be easily looked up. If you go to NAMC, there'll be a list of all the doctors on staff that are available, and I can try to find it if you have trouble. But yeah, I work with him a lot. He helps us a good deal with the residents and our patients that have urological problems. He's a good one. Well, I guess probably in just a few minutes here we'll have some more takers. Somebody has been tuning up now for about 30 minutes intermittently, and they're pretty strong. It's just so unnecessary to get right on top of something and do it. I shouldn't say anything on air about it. Probably, if they're doing it maliciously, they probably keep doing it. But if they're not, it sure is disruptive. Anyway, WE4AM, back to you, Greg. KN4 Mike Echo. 0JZG.
I can't tell if that's somebody else in there or not. If it is, come on, this is WE4AM. Maybe somebody will hear you.
WE4AM, I guarantee you it wasn't me, Bob. WE5BZO.
Hey, David. No, I know it wasn't you. WD5BZO, glad you could join us. You may be fixing to hang back around 3890, but you're putting a good one in here to this QTH. I think it's Kevin, WB0JZG. He just texted me, and I hadn't looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure that's Kevin under there. But Kevin, if you're able to copy me, you're too weak to be able to contact with any meaningful QSO at the present, but the band will pick up. I don't know if you're back home in Lakeland or up at Fort Pierce. Don't know. Davey, go ahead and make one, WD5BZO, and you might listen for Kevin, WB0JZG. We got Greg, WA4II. He's my neighbor about 15 miles away, and this is yours truly, KN4ME. Go ahead, David.
Okay, Doc, I tell you what, you're strong here. Man, that rig is putting it out for you. You're a realist out here. Good audio, great carrier. Now, you know, I thought the ball's getting better as we approach the early fall, and I believe it's going to be good this year, so I want to be ready for the heavy metal nights, you know. Hey, I was wondering if you ever took those 125s out and replaced them with 4400s. I heard that conversation. I was just listening to eavesdropping. And I thought that was something that you was going to entertain the idea to do. So I just wondered if you'd done it. Anyway, I'm not going to hang around very long. I'm going to skedaddle around and turn around, see you all out here, and say hello to the guys I know. So, Doc, you were so strong I couldn't resist. Back then, I was on 90 listening, and I heard you was strong, so I said, got to see who that is. KN4 Mike Echo, WD5BZO. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, very good, David, and glad you did. We don't talk often enough. I know you just right up the dial a little bit, but you know, we sort of get stuck in our habits here, and y'all got your own thing going. Always great to talk to you. And that is Kevin under there. He texted me, and he said that he's getting into the Birmingham SDR. He can copy himself, but he is in Fort Pierce, Florida, and it's a little bit early to be able to get a signal up here. I'm always amazed at Manuel, KW4TV, how well he does from Florida. He typically has a stronger signal than the other Gulf Coast. But at any rate, Roger on the swap out on the tubes. David, yes indeed, they're glowing brightly here in the Decker rig. Indeed. 73s, and with that, I'll pass it back to Greg. WA4II, WD5BZO signing, KN4 Mike, Echo.
Works real good.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead and pick him up.
It's still pretty light. I think probably the next 30 minutes is going to get, I copied your call very well that time, but you're not real strong yet, KN4ME. Well, Kevin, you're actually doing darn well for 35 watts and from Florida, but it's very tenuous, very tenuous. Greg, are you able to hear? I know you've got some noise over there a lot of times at your QTH. WA4II, B0JZG, KN4ME.
Yeah, I was hearing him. He's right, just coming up just above the noise, just a little bit. Yeah, hello, Kevin. This is Greg, WA4II, and well, just come on in, and it seems like the propagation is improving slowly but surely. So I'll turn it back to you, WB0JZG. This is WA4II. Over.
With the compression out. Well, yeah, the best here in a little bit. I'll find you. QRP from Fort Pierce, Florida.
Okay, Kevin. Yeah, it's picking up. I think probably within the next 30 minutes you'll be up with a pretty good signal. But for 35 watts, quite remarkable. Making the trip. 73s, we'll talk again soon. Sam, are you back? KF4TXQ, are you all caffeined up now? That's right, KF4ME.
I believe Sam came back, but you were still talking.
Well, I didn't hear him then. KF4TXQ, KN4 Mike Echo.
Well, it must have been somebody else, WA4II. I'll stand by, and there'll be some more come in. I know there's some more listening. My lurking light's on, so I know there's some out there. But KN4ME, this is WA4II.
Whiskey 4, Whiskey Foxtrot Lima.
WN4, study your Bible.
There we go. Study your Bible and WFL. Come on in here, because I need to run into the house. Probably be back in 5 to 10 minutes and get involved in the pre-net. W4WLF. Did I say WFL? It is WFL, isn't it? I get confused easily. With the group, KN4 Mike Echo. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay, well, I just wanted to check in, and I think I heard a couple people in there, and then a double in there. So I know that there's 4 or 5 out there wanting to get in. So anyway, I won't hold it, but this is W4WFL, and I'm just getting ready for the net. So I think Study Your Bible was the next one I heard in there. So do you want to take it from here? This is W4WFL.
Hey, good evening. I was just throwing my name in the pot. November 4, study your Bible. Richard, Knopp, Alabama.
Richard, you got a great signal into Killen, northwest Alabama, and I'll be back in a few. KN4ME.
All right, talk to you later.
Kilo Lima Echo.
Well, hello, Dennis.
Good evening, sir.
All right, stop. Hello. Okay. And I know Ken was on here somewhere. I heard him earlier. I just been kind of tooling around. I stopped at 85 for a minute and heard Gary so strong, so I wanted to come down here and see what he's talking about. Hello, Gary. I'm glad you had a great day, man. I had one too. I'm pretty tired. I took some seats out of a bus a few months back, put in all the wheelchair equipment. There's some fun of it. Decided they wanted the wheelchair equipment out and the seats put back in. So I was wrestling with them seats, man, trying to get them adjusted and put back in there in the right place. I learned a lot about it, too. Anytime you struggle with something, you get to learn a whole lot about it. That's the way it is. Well, not a whole lot going on here. Thank you, Scott, for picking me up. And you're sounding good here. I hope I'm sounding good as well coming your way. In 5 TSL, maybe 5 BZO.
5HFG. Hey Tom, how you doing? Sound good up here, a little late, but I can copy Q5, Q5HFG.
That's right, you're coming in good from Tick Ridge down. You sound good.
David, hope you
Band sounds in good shape.
That's a Roger. Yeah, band is sounding real good.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good night.
Maybe it wasn't too awful hot in your area. You survived that okay. You wouldn't want to be.
Who was that QRP? Zero. Okay, try it one more time. All righty. Sorry, I'm not copying. Maybe somebody else heard you. WE4AM.
Good evening, Manuel.
Good evening, Richard. I could hear him, but I couldn't understand what he was saying.
I couldn't either. I could hear him, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. N4S5B.
All right, I turned off the compression. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, that helped. Give me the call sign one more time. Was it Whiskey Bravo?
Back then, well, I would work on them some, and do just about anything.
Okay, I've already got you. I think Whiskey Bravo 0 Juliet Zulu Golf.
And my grand and glorious 55 watts. They're not like it used to be. I really did enjoy working on cars back in the day. Well, Roger on the call. I worked at the dealership that he worked at during the summer. So
Manuel, did you get my text a while ago?
Yeah, I'd forgotten that, Dave.
What was that, Richard? I was doing something else.
Did you get my text a while ago?
Well, I probably did, but I haven't looked. I'll look.
I was thinking about knowing that somebody did. And well, that's a good thing.
WE4TP hanging around.
And KF4TXQ also around.
Hello, Sam, N4 Study Your Bible.
All right, good to hear you, N4SYB.
You sound good down here, Sam.
Oh, I'm loving this weather. I tell you, I've been longing for this fall weather, and it finally got here.
Well, it was 40 degrees here this morning about 5 o'clock. That's just too cold for me.
Well, you can always put on a coat, but when it's hot weather, it just kind of gets and hang on, you know. It gets on you like a wet blanket.
Yeah, you're right.
Hello, Dan. I heard you from up there in the tall country.
Hey, Sam. Yeah, just kind of out here. Thought I'd see whether or not I could get into the camp later tonight. So just sit here and listen. When the time comes, we'll try to get in there. Good to hear you, Sam. Good signal. KF4TXQ, W4CDJ, Dan in Lynchburg, Indiana.
That looks like you get it up, bro.
Well, you sounding good from Lawrenceburg, Dan. Mighty fine. And Manuel, you sounding good from over there where you are in the tallest country on the coast. But anyway, it's always just lovely. And I went in there and got me a cup of coffee and had some supper, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm smiling and going on. This is KF4TXQ, Dadeville, Alabama. And what time is the group going to assemble and start running a round table?
Well, about 15 minutes. Good evening, one and all. This is WE4AM in the city of Gold, West by God, Georgia. Good evening, Dan, Sam, Manuel, and ever who else is out there lurking.
I'm glad you got to where you could get in there. I couldn't hear you a while ago in 4SYB.
Hey, there's Richard.
You coming down this weekend?
That's right. I gotta wait. Susie's she's probably gonna have to have surgery. That's why I'm trying to wait and see if she's gonna do it, if they're gonna put it off. I actually, I don't know if Manuel told you or they've seen it on Facebook, but I got skin cancer. I just hadn't told nobody yet, and they're doing treatments on me right now. I'm sure Manuel probably, or you may have seen it on Facebook. I don't know if you're on Manuel. I know Manuel's seen it, but I've been through 2 treatments already. But they don't think they think they got it under control.
Yeah, I've been there and done all that kind of stuff. Had it on my face and had it on my hands. Yeah, just wondering if you was coming down. Like to see you, old boy.
Me and
Richard study your Bible.
Well, I sure hope I can. I told Manuel I got my camper already too. I put some of this called internal bond up there on the roof. You don't have to, but I was gonna put some of that putty stuff, whatever you call it, the core. They don't need it, but I put this other stuff down the sides of it just because I've had campers, 7, 8, and I just don't, it always leaks, seems like on the cracks in the corner, so I just put this on as preventative maintenance, but camper's ready to rock and roll, and I am too. If I can cut loose, I will sure be there. I just have to wait and see what the doctor and hospital and all that. I'm actually going tomorrow for an appointment at 2 o'clock, so maybe they'll give me some good news. I'd like to see everybody. Anyway, let me stand by. I haven't been on much on the radio. That's why I've been fooling with this camper and buying generators, inverters, and get ready for the apocalypse in case the power grid goes out. Ordered me a couple of battery-operated EcoFlow stuff and solar panels, and I got a sign for them. They'll be here tomorrow. But anyhow, good to hear you, Richard. Go ahead, Manuel, over to you. WE4AM.
WE4AM, KW4TV. Okay, Kevin, I'm just sitting here looking like this and smiling at everybody, trying to take down a few call signs before the net starts. And we'll let you guys kick it around there a little bit. We've had quite a few people in here, so I won't hold it up. I know a lot of people in there. Dr. John was in there earlier, and WFL and TAB and KLE, WA4KM and John. A lot of people's in there, so let me turn it back to, I guess I'll just turn it back to Sam and let him find somebody. Pick it up, Sam, KF4TXQ.
All right, man. Good to hear you. You sounding great, and Cannon, you sounding fine from up there at Zillarica. And so I think we're gonna have a pretty good night. Boy, I love the effect that the cooler weather has on propagation, man. The signals are good tonight, no doubt about it. But anyway, we're just rocking along, and like I say, I had me a good supper and a big old cup of hot coffee. I love my Red Diamond coffee. I'm telling you what. I'm hooked on it. We were raised on 8 o'clock coffee. You used to get it to A&P, and then the A&P moved up. So when we moved up here, we got this Red Diamond, which is exactly the same stuff as Arabica beans and so forth, and I love them. So anyway, it doesn't take much to make me happy, but it's got to be the right stuff. This is KF4TXQ. Over.
KF4TXQ.
Sounds good. K5HFG.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Paul up, Manuel. I heard John VZS and Don HFG.
And W4WFL, if anyone's taking it down.
We got you, Richard, and I heard SSX in there also. Go ahead and pick it up, anybody that wants it.
KN4 Mike Echo hanging out.
I got you on top of the list, Dr. John.
Somebody run with it. I'm going to go grab a bottle of water. Don, you ain't made one, I don't think, in a while. HFG, go ahead. I'll be back. Sam, watching for a minute. I'm going to grab a bottle of water. I can get cozy in my chair. Go ahead, Don, out there on Tech Ridge and make one.
WE4AM K5HFG. Okay, Kevin, go get your bottle of water. I just wanted to get in here and I heard Manuel first. I shouted at him, but he probably didn't hear me. Everybody's sounding good. It's going to be a good night. Back to you, Manuel, K5HFG.
Manuel being good back in the last
W4I Diddle Diddle. Glad Tech Ridge is doing well tonight. Always a good time. Let me turn it over to Tom and let him pick some of these up. W9TAB, pick it up.
W4I
Diddle Diddle.
Roger that, Manuel. Got you, Roy. W4I Diddle Diddle. We heard you. John, we got you in there. K4BZS. Everybody sounding good.
Really nice tonight.
Anybody else wants to turn in the round table?
WB0JZZ. I've got WB0JZZ in there, Tom.
Roger that, Manuel. Does anybody else want to check in on the round table?
K4TXQ, do.
Yeah, we got you, Sam. You're sounding good. I tell you what, conditions are really nice tonight.
I agree.
Well, I sure am glad that 75 meters is coming back.
All right, let's see if we can get any pre-check-ins. Anybody out there on the board? KN4CUE.
K4JCP.
Hey, Mr. Joe.
Manuel, did you get Charlie and Joe?
I did. I was still writing. I'm slow at writing, but I did get them. Thank you, sir. Hello, Joe and Charlie. KW4TV.
Manuel Dennis is in here, Elba, in SYB.
I got him, Rick.
WA4FUU. We got you, Richard.
I think that was Skip. WA4. All right, last one I got was WA4FUU. Is anybody after him? I thought I heard him.
Craig's in there.
Try it again. There was some more in there with it.
That's Greg.
I got it, Greg.
Did you get Dennis up in your Elba, Manuel, in SYB?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got Dennis. Anybody else want to pile up on the pre-net?
WB4KKJ.
You got you written down, Greg. Thank you.
so that's why I got this one coming.
WE4AM Roundtable Net.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Sam. How you doing? You sound real good down in Pensacola.
Well, thank you, sir. You sounding mighty good up here in Dadeville, Alabama on Lake Martin, and I'm loving the weather today. This is just great weather.
Oh, man, it's absolutely beautiful. I spent a lot of time out in the weather today, and this weekend I spent a lot of time outside. I tell you what, I'm absolutely loving this weather. I might, back tonight, I might just go out there and sit out there a little bit and enjoy some of that fresh air.
I hear you. That sounds like a good way to do it. All right, while I got the microphone here, let me throw an idea out. This cool weather gives me a hankering to do projects and so forth, and I love to play with Johnson matchboxes. And if anybody look in your junk closet and see if you got an old Johnson 275 watt matchbox. I've learned how to make those things do really good, and they serve all of my purposes extremely well. So if anybody's got a 275 matchbox that they're not using, they want to get rid of it, I'll give it a good home. This is KF4 TXQ, Dadeville, Alabama. Over.
Roger that, Sam. You want us to keep an eye out over at you going to be at the Crestview Ham Fest?
If I can find a ride down there, you know, I don't drive anymore, so I have to hitch a ride. You can't get a cab anymore, so I just do the best I can. But anyway, I'd love to go. And boy, I'll tell you what, I still look back fondly on that fish fry that John had in Pensacola. That was wonderful. And John's a great host. Not only that, he's a great technician with radios, and so you know that's a double reason to have something like that going on. And I remember there used to be some great mullet festivals, you know, down there at the Florida Town Park in Pace, Florida, or out from Pace, Florida. So anyway, but I sure would love to see everybody before I have to go to that great ham fest in the sky.
We'd love to see you, Sam. We'd definitely like to. Hope you can get a ride down to Crestview. We'd like to put an eyeball on you and talk to you a little bit and spend some time with you. Yeah, I agree with you about John. John, I tell you what, he's a heck of a technician and a fine fella, too. A lot of fun to be around, too. He's got a lot of really good stories from the past, you know.
He's a fine fella, no doubt about it. I tell you what, John and old Harold used to come up from down there, and they stopped by this place had biscuits that said the size of hubcaps. But anyway, I just love it. All right, this is KF4 TXQ for ID.
I'd love to have an idea, but you know how it is. This is KF4TXQ to whoever's running the show.
Sam, you louder than you ought to be. K4JCP.
Well, you are too, but that's all right. I'll tell you right now, it's just lovely. And I'm doing the same stuff. I'm running Little Hoss in my KISS 500 configuration, and I just love it. You know, I built another one. I got two KISS 500s. The other one is built in a Johnson kilowatt matchbox case, and it works all right. But I tell you what, a Little Hoss would get jealous if I started using something else. So anyway, I'm just rocking along.
Hey, Joe, you loud up here tonight, Joe. WE4AM.
That's the band, WE4AM with KF4TXQ, K4JCP. You better watch giving all them kisses there, Sam. You're going to make a Little Hoss jealous.
That wouldn't do. You know, when a Little Hoss gets jealous, he starts spitting fire.
Yeah, he's got the ability to do that.
At 2,700 volts, you can break down the dielectric in a heartbeat.
Hello, Sam from Little Rock. WD5BZO, you're sounding good over here, man.
You are too, David. I hadn't heard you in a long time, man. Hey, when's the last time you got on that HT4? I always marvel at you having an HT4.
What was the HT4? What was that? Well, I think I've come to the conclusion that I'll never operate that thing, but it sure is good to look at, over.
I understand that, but I tell you what, that's a hysterical piece of gear. I like to say hysterical instead of historical, but anyway, you know how it is. David, you're sounding good. WD5BZO, I believe is your call. Been so long since I said it, I can't be sure. Over.
Yeah, well, I remember your call, KF4TXQ. Sam, I can't forget you, Sam, from Alabama. No, sir. You're right there on the top of the list. Well, I'm running the Collins 20V2 this evening, so I'm just kind of giving it some airtime, Sam. Go ahead.
Well, you're only good. I tell you right now, those are great machines, and everybody that's got one that runs it sounds good. I'll tell you that. So it's just lovely. David, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're in good health, and you're hanging out up there in Little Rock.
Net time, guys.
All right, I'm through.
Hey, David, KN4AM, I'd like to talk about your new marital status.
Yeah, I was going to do what? Sam, today is my 30th day anniversary. 1 month. Been married 1 month today. So, got me a nice lady. In fact, there's Dr. John's met her. You know, that's who I married, Dr. John, the lady that come over with it. So, Dr. John's one up on everybody. So, yeah, we're doing all right. Right now, we're maintaining 2 households, so we're working on it. Sam, go ahead.
Roger that. Well, I'll tell you right now, that's good, and you made it 30 days, so I guess the warranty's worn out by now.
I don't know, but my wallet sure is over.
Let's stand by and get the net going, guys.
Roger, roger.
Frequency clear. This is the Eagle AM Net operating on 3885 kilocycles in the AM mode. This is a directed net. Your net controller this evening is manual, and my cell sign is KW4TV. I will be your net controller for the Eagle AM sub. This net begins taking check-ins. We start at pre about 6:30, and the check-in's about 7 Central Daylight Saving Time. The actual net will start about 7 most of the time when we don't get long-winded. We will now take about 30 seconds, a quiet reflection period in the memory and appreciations for all essential personnel, silent keys, and anyone suffering from illness. Alrighty, guys, before we take regular check-ins, let's see if there are any QRP or mobiles around. Somebody relay that to me.
WB0JZG QRP.
Alrighty, this is WE4AM with the Eagle Net. We're going to go ahead and jump back up and start taking the roll. KM408, Dr. John, come on in, and you better stop eating that pork. Your blood pressure will keep going up. I know it's good. Slow down with the pork.
Okay, Manuel. WE4AM in the KM4 Mike Echo. I moved inside. I'm in the inside shack right now using the ICOM 7300, working it into the AL800H at right on legal limit, 375 carrier. And Bandit, I think, is going to lengthen out. Probably we're going to start having better and better conditions. I expect we'll probably be moving the net up here before too long, because by the time we get through down to the end of the list, it might be getting kind of rough. But you're doing great, Manuel. Good to hear the activity, and nothing else going on here. Enjoyed the pre-net roundtable. That was good. WE4AM, KN4 Mike Echo, Killen, Alabama, listed.
Okay, Dr. John, always a pleasure on this end to hear from you. It's Dr. John. He's a good guy. I've left to listen to him. I'll sit back and not talk and just let him do it all. He can do way better than I can do. But anyway, I don't know if I got this right or not, but I think you were talking to Steve. Was it N4LQ or you in here?
Yeah, this is N4LQ in Shelby, North Carolina. Go ahead.
Steve, I'll make a statement. We got the Eagle AM Net going on, and I just checked you in.
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, my name is Steve. I'm in Shelby, North Carolina, home of the Shelby Hamfest. And we're running an LMAC AF67, driving an AL1200 amp to about 350 watts carrier. And the antenna is a horizontal loop up about 100 feet. Having a good time here on AM tonight. It's good to be here. So go ahead and take it back there, Manuel, N4LQ.
Okay, N4LQ, you sound great down this way. It's got everything set up and sounding great, Steve. Just we got 3 of them, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. Just join us on all 3 nets. Okay, I'm going to go down and move with Steve and go down to W4JPL. Come on into the Eagle AM Net. He was in here earlier. He may have checked out. W4JPL, are you still there? All right, let's move on to WB0JZG. What you got for us running at 55 watts? WE4AM.
I need to get my airflow at this location, and that will make a lot of difference. 160 watts of power that'll help. That will help a lot when you can actually hear the peanut whistle taking 5 watt QRT signal. So that's it. It comes. WE4AM, WB0JZG, Kevin in Fort Pierce, Florida, home sweet Tim Boyfriend, Florida.
Okay, Kevin, you come in great. You picked up about half up on your constellation and come in ready to start your 100%. Again, at 55 watts, and you're doing great. Let's move on down to KF4
WE4TXQ, Red Diamond. I mean, Sam. Come on in, Sam. Tell us what you got going on.
Well, I'm just suffering along here in my poor health, enjoying it immensely. Yeah, that means I get to sit in this wheelchair at my operating position and work on AM radio. It's just wonderful. And I've already mentioned this once, but while I got the mic again, the cool weather has got me hankering for another project. I want a Johnson 275-watt matchbox project. And I love to play with them, and they're the heart of the station here. And I use them to interface my 7300 with my 813s, and that works out extremely well, but it also works out well to run my 7300 on the bands and so forth, and they're great tuners, they really are. And if y'all have never played with a 275-watt matchbox, you can make some mods on there and really put some fire in the wire. No two ways about it. They're overbuilt in terms of what they're designed to do. And but anyway, that's what I'm after. I'm hankering for a 275-watt matchbox. So if anybody's got one in the junk closet they want to get rid of, I'm your man. So back to you there, WE4AM. This is KF4TXQ, Dadeville, Alabama. Over.
Okay, Sam. WE4TXQ. I wish that we all had a station that sounded as good as yours. So you really do a good job, my friend. You got a good radio on it. Unlike myself, I just have to do the best I can with what I got. But anyway, we'll break with Sam and go to Greg. Yeah, I had signal earlier. I can't ever tell whether he's going to be in here or not, but most of the time he is. WA4II. Come on in, Greg. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM, this is WA4II. Well, had a good day today, and I fiddled around in the shop a little bit, and this is, I guess, the first time in a long time that I've really felt like doing very much, but I got out and drove my tractor a little bit, and exercised it, and you've heard that song, Take a Ride, We Can Take a Ride on My Big Green Tractor. Well, I wrote my song. I'm taking a ride on my little red tractor. So anyway, good to hear everybody. Everybody's sounding good. WE4AM, this is WA4II. Back to that.
All righty, Greg, you're sounding good down this way. We appreciate you checking in as always, and be looking for you next time. We'll break with Greg, and we'll go over to Teak Ridge, Mississippi. K5HFG. Come on in, Don. Tell us what you got going on.
WE4AM, this is K5HFG. Good evening, Manuel, and everybody on the net. I've got absolutely nothing going on. I got into slow scan TV. I'm tinkering around with that, but that's about all I've been doing. Sitting here at the radio thinking of things to do. Glad I could make the net. Bunch of good signals. This time of day with the sun down is excellent. 73, everybody. We'll catch you next week. WE4AM, K5HFG.
All righty, Don. I've been waiting about a half a year to get these temperatures. I've been putting stuff off I wanted to do and get out there and do it. So it's here, and now I don't feel like doing it. I haven't felt good enough to do anything. So you can't ever put something off if you feel like doing it. I guess you better do it whether it's hot or cold. So there you go. We're going to break with him and move to a buddy of mine over in Opp, Alabama. I know everybody knows where Opp is. N4SYB. Richard, come on in. This is WE4AM, the Eagle Net.
WE4AM, N4SYB. Running about 400 dead carrier into Delta Loop, and listen to Sam talking about A&P coffee. I thought about it, Sam. It's cold enough that we could get some syrup and hot buttered biscuits and soft syrup. That would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, Manuel, I'm going to be there I guess I'll be. What time you want me at your house?
7:30 we need to be pulling out.
Okay, well, sure, and I'll be there. And don't let me forget to get Larry's relay switch, his cable in there. He's having to go up to Jacksonville, Alabama to a wedding. Jill done talked him into that, so just be me and Sharon. Is Glenda going to be with you?
Yeah. I knew who wore the pants for what.
All right, Sharon, I'll tell Sharon Glenda's going to be with you, and we'll bring a couple of chairs, and they can sit there and talk while I amble around the German truck. All right, gonna see you Friday. NYSYB.
Okay, Richard, looking forward to the Crestview Ham Festival Saturday. Anybody that can come on here, come on down and be with us. We'll have a good time. We're going to break with Richard. This is WE4AM. We're going to go in here with Richard. WFL. Come on in here with your big signal.
Okay, this is WFL, and don't have a whole lot for the net today, but I am looking forward to going to the Crestview Ham Fest. I've got to get a bunch of goodies so I can continue to tear up things, and been a little bit poorly lately, but felt better today with this weather. Sometimes I think maybe I take too much medicine. Maybe I just need just a blood pill or something like that. Probably do the trick. Some of this other medicines cost too much, but anyway, I'm really looking forward to getting out in the cold or in the cooler weather and do some work outside and blaze for the Ham Fest. So I'm going to try to do my best to get over that way about 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that. So anyway, that's all I got here, and I'll say 73s to the group, and I'll just sit here and listen to the comments. WE4AM, this is W4WFL, West Pensacola.
All righty, Richard, thank you for checking in. I got to get a couple of things loaded up for you and Tom. I'd be my luck. I forget them if I don't go ahead and load them up. You know, that last minute deal, I'm liable to leave everything. But I'm going to go ahead and try to load them at least by Wednesday and have everything in there. And we're going to move on from Richard, and we're going to go down to Tom. Let's see, that's where W9TAB and Wolf. Come on in, Tom.
Good evening there, Manuel. Thanks for doing your best. Everybody sounds good here. Okay. Had a lot going on. Had to go to the dermatologist. Had some stitches pulled out. And then have another, just some more put in somewhere. It just comes whittle on you, whittle on you a little bit over here, a little bit over there. I guess it keeps them in business, keeps them making their house payments and all that. But you get older, you got cut here, cut there, how it is. That's what happens when you're old. I'm 32V2 today, and 75A4 receiver. Enjoying the 75 meters, loving it. And I'll tell you what, this weather is absolutely beautiful. A little bit of work around the ham shack, some projects, doing some projects and things. Working out in the shop, working out in the garage. You know how it is. That's about all I got for the minute. Good to hear everybody. He's going to crash out with me tonight, so WE4AM, W9CAB. Good evening, everybody.
Okay, Tom, you're sounding great as always, and good to hear from you, and looking forward to seeing you Saturday. And tell Wolf we said hello, and hopefully we'll see you soon. We're going to break with him and move down to Dennis, another buddy of mine. W4KLE, kind of likes to eat. Come on in, Dennis.
WE4AM, W4KLE. Appreciate you picking me up there, Mr. Manuel. Been last week, first time I've been in here for a while, and you better get back in here again this week, especially when you're driving this train. Trying to figure out where I want to start.
Okay, W4KLE. Well, Dennis, you had about burn all them attaboy awards up. You got a few more tonight by checking in. But I was about to send a search party out after you, and we do appreciate you getting in here with us. Always good hearing from you. This is WE4AM. Going to break with Dennis and move on down to my buddy Kevin. WA4KM. Come on in and tell us what's going on, Kevin.
All right, good evening, Manuel. WE4AM, this is WA4KM in Villarica, West Georgia over here. Good evening to all. I hope everybody's doing good. Hopefully we can get down there to the Ham Fest. It's still kind of up in the air with these doctor visits and things and so on, but we enjoyed it. I went down there. I went down there to the Crestview Ham Fest, and I really did like it. Inside, it was weather. Don't matter if it's raining or sleeting, snowing, or whatever. It's a good little Ham Fest. I really had a good time there, and we got some really good deals too. And I got to spend a little time with Manuel and Richard and Tom and let's see, Art came by, John VZS, got invited a bunch of people came by and visited with them. So anyway, we're on the Kenwood 990 running the solid state 1306 amp, being lazy tonight, and the Powstar auto tuner. So actually, no, I ain't on auto tuner. I'm on AT5 tuner tonight. Normally, I'm on auto tuner because the radio will follow, or the amp will follow the radio, and so will the tuner. That's just getting plumb lazy, I guess, in my older age. Anywho, Manuel, thanks for calling the net. The band's in fantastic shape. I mean, I'm hearing everybody just great. And Richard, it's so good to hear you on there. And hope you and Miss Sharon, like I said, are doing much better, or a little better, or at least if you're doing any better, it's better and better, huh? Alrighty, well, that's an old brother transmission. Back to you there, Manuel. Y'all keep Ezra in your prayers. I tell you, it's a sad day. It really is. Of course, it's fulfilling the Bible each and every day, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but anyhow, getting closer and closer. He's coming. He's coming back. You can believe that. I bet my life on it. 73's from the city of Gold. This is WA4KM. Back to you, Manuel.
This is WE4AM. Kevin, before you run off, will you play us some ideal hello, or he'll have a pokey lip.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I diddle, ain't no doubt about it. That's right. I had his Trump hat on, too, down there. Hello down there, Roy. I'm hoping to see you down there, too. I know you're going to have that red Trump hat on. Anyway, back to you, Manuel. WA4KM.
All right, Kevin, we're going to break with you and move on down to another friend of mine. Tries to keep me straight when I listen to him. W4TP. John, this is WE4AM. Pick it up. Helps turn the plate switch on. Man, I'm going to give up. I'm about to go to sleep. W4TP, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody has fun with Crestview and sounding good tonight on the KW1. Doing a good job, Manuel. W4TP. Okay, KW1 is sounding great and good audio and good and loud. Appreciate you checking in. Everything you do for AM radio, which is a lot people don't know about, but you do. I'm back with John and go down to Dan, W4CDJ. Dan, come on in and tell us what you got for the WE4AM Eagle Net.
Well, thank you, Manuel. WE4AM Eagle Net. W4CDJ, Dan in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. We're about 24 miles west of Cincinnati, Ohio, up on the hills here above the Ohio River. 53 degrees here tonight, right now, and they're calling for a frost warning here around 4 a.m. So, it's that time of year. Good conditions here in everybody. We're tired and sore. Son and I managed to split about a quart of wood and get it stacked, and then we shoveled about 2 tons of sand around the edge of the porch and the driveway, and laid about 200 of them little 1 foot square concrete paving stones this weekend. So I'm retired, but I think the sun's been working me like a running mule. I ain't complaining. Keeps me busy, gives me something to do. We're on the Ranger here tonight. Kevin, and one I got from you, don't have first to talk at it. It's kind of my favorite one. And we're actually on a single amplifier here, about 300 watts. So I hope you're hearing me okay down there. Got a good net tonight, and good signals, good conditions. Hearing a lot of folk. WE4AM, W4CDJ, Dr. Net.
Okay, Dan, you're sounding great on that Ranger. Good audio, sounds really good. That's a good night for AM radio. It sure is. And just keep it going. We hope to get better and better as the season changes and the weather changes up here a little bit. And hopefully I'll get more energy to do something. But so far, no luck. Move on down to a friend of mine that helps me out a bunch. K4VZS. What you got for WE4AM?
WE4AM, K4VZS. Well, been pretty good tonight. I'm like Dan. I'm on the Ranger tonight. Of course, it's feeding the 4.0. But, and of course, I listen to a little Fox 1500. And I can't complain about anything. Spent half a day at different doctors today, so I think they're out of the way and I can enjoy radio for a while. But just got little projects running here. I got a power supply from a certain Johnson 500, and got my own BC 610 to change the plate relay out on, and you know, a few things like that. But regular everything just takes a little longer. But enjoying the radio. And one of the life's little pleasures for me, Manuel, is I'm sitting here and listening to the net, and I say, well, I worked on that radio, and I worked on that radio, and it's given me a lot of self-satisfaction over the years to do it. But anyway, you got a good net, and I appreciate you taking it. We'll be at Crestview, and what else have I got to say? Don up at Peak Ridge, you're damn blasting in here tonight. So all is well in radio land. 75 is back. WE4AM, K4VZS, Pensacola.
Okay, John, I believe you have got the QRO back up and running, and it sounds really great. I believe it's a solid amplifier. Make somebody a good amplifier. I don't know, you may be going to keep it or let it go, but it sure is doing you a good job. I like the QRO. We're going to break for John and move on to another friend of mine down in Crestview, Florida, Pat. He's not on here a lot, but we always like to hear it. W4SSX. Pat, come on in.
WE4AM. W4SSX. This is Pat in Crestview. Manuel, you're sounding good. Always do, and John, always sounding good from Pensacola. It's good to hear everybody tonight, and you're right, I don't get a chance to module clip much anymore, the way I have to work, and so it's just whenever I can. Anyway, tonight, the transmitter's the Globe Scout, all of about 40 watts. I replaced the tube in it, and it came to life. Kind of like GTE. What is it? Good things come to life, or whatever the jingle was. But anyway, receiver's a Hammond HQ 105TR. It just looks good next to the Globe Scout, and I have the Globe amplifier, but it's not operational at this time. I've got to do a rearranging of the tubes. The tubes that came with it. They're too expensive and they're too hard to come by. So anyway, turn it back over to you. You got a long list, I'm sure. Everybody's sounding good, and 75 meters is doing well. And 73s, everybody, and we'll hang around and listen. Turn it back to you, Manuel.
Okay, Pat, you're sounding good up this way, really do, and it's always a pleasure to have you in here, and I know you need to tell them at work that, where you're working at, tell them that's your part-time job. You're a full-time radio operator, so get it in priorities there, and you'll be right. We're going to break with Pat and go to another friend of mine. Turn your radios down, Kevin. W4I diddle diddle. This is WE4AM. Come on in, Roy.
All right. Thank you, Manuel. My goodness. WE4AM. This is W4I diddle diddle. And that WE4AM stands for Wonderful Evening for AM. And, man, I tell you, the band is great tonight, and the signals are great, and it's just a good night for AM. There ain't no doubt about it. Well, I'm just sitting here smoking my pipe and drinking black coffee and enjoying the net. I'm running Miss Daisy May this evening, a B&W 5100 Billionaire, and the B stands for beautiful, and she's all out and more. An NC300 receiver, and a pair of 813s and a B&W amplifier. And John, you worked on all this stuff, so there you go. I hope you have a good night, brother. Well, let's see. That's about it for me, Manuel. I'm just enjoying myself and sitting here listening to all the good signals. I will close by saying this little statement, Manuel. I hope everybody out there in the radio land feels as good as I look. Back to you, Manuel. Great job. W4I diddle diddle Pensacola.
Put me on the end of the list there, Manuel, please, sir. K4KHB.
I got you, Jimmy. Okay, Roy, thank you for checking in. As always, fun on this end to hear your line there, and you do a good job, and we always glad to hear you. Just make me laugh. I look great with Roy, and we'll move on down to Charlie, KN4CUE. And Charlie, you coming down this weekend? This is WE4AM.
WE4AM, this is KN4CUE. Doing an awesome job tonight, Manuel. Sounds good. You sound good. And I always kind of pick out somebody, I want whoever just sounds the best to me out of all the signals, and John won it, buddy. That Ranger is killing it. VZS, it sounds great. So congratulations on that. And yes, I think I am coming down. If Kevin doesn't come down, I probably will come down. But if Kevin comes, I may just send him, if I can get that Matchbox through him, I might just do that. But if not, I'll be there to get that and see everybody. I'm looking forward. I want to come, even if not get anything, just to see everybody, because it's just the eyeballs on all the people. But anyway, today's been a great day. I cut some grass, did some weed eating and stuff, and hopefully that'll be the last time I cut the grass here in North Alabama. It's getting cool enough that maybe one more time. But anyway, doing a great job. Everybody's sounding good, and somebody said something about moving the thing. I'm for that too. Whatever y'all think too. But I think moving it up an hour or at least a half hour be good for everybody, and see what y'all think about that. But back to you, Manuel. WE4AM, this is KN4CUE.
Okay, Charlie, always good to hear from you, and I hope to see you the weekend. And I'll tell you and Kevin both, I've talked to the sheriff. He says y'all both can come into Walden County and Okaloosa County, and he won't run y'all out if you both come. So, both of you come on down. All right, we're going to move on down to the master himself of all kind of ceremonies. This is GCP. Joe, pick it up. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM and the group K4JCP. Yeah. jack of all trades and master of none. I think that's where you're going with that. That's just about right. Well, we enjoyed a beautiful day today. It was 42 degrees this morning. It's about time, boy. Let me tell you, and they got up like to 73 or 74, and it's already down in the 60s again, down to 66 already. Oh man, loving this fall. Hopefully it's going to continue going. Big signals all the way 50 watts on peak, so little HT40 is doing a good job. And like old Roy said, I'm feeling as good as he looks, or looking as good as he felt, or wish I felt as good as he looked, or something like that. I don't know, something or another in there. Good to hear everybody on this evening. And let's see, WE4AM. We are 4AM, and Manuel, thank you for holding forth, just booming in over here this afternoon. Everybody have a nice week out there. And 7-3s for now. Back to Nick.
Okay, Joe, you're doing a great job up here to the tallest mountain in Florida. I always do with good audio, and hope to see you at the Ham Fest also. Let's move on down from Joe. We'll break with Joe and go to Richard, WA4FUU. Richard, come on in and tell us, you're coming to the Ham Fest. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM from WA4FUU. Manuel, you're doing a great job. And I know everybody is thankful that you're calling the net tonight. I'm no exception. Like I said, a fine job. I don't know if I'm going to go to the Ham Fest or not. I had thought about it, and then I didn't think about it, and I'm thinking about it again. So how's that? That's uncertainty at its best. But you sure sound good tonight. Everybody sounds good. Conditions are great. I have a cool weather. That seems to be one of the common associations tonight is the cool weather, because it's nice. But anyway, if I do go, I'm going to try my best to see everybody. Or not everybody, but most of you. And maybe some treasures are lurking there for all of us. Who knows? Anyway, as I said, a good job there, Manuel. WE4AM from WA4FUU, Richard in Pensacola.
Okay, Richard, we'll be hoping you make it. We'll be looking for you, and we'll be there most of the time, so maybe we'll get the eyeball to eyeball. Always good to talk with you. We'll break with Richard and move to Greg, another buddy of mine, WB4KKJ. And Greg to WE4AM, the Eagle Net.
Good evening, Manuel, and everybody on the net. You got a booming signal. Everybody's got good signals tonight, Manuel. Look forward to seeing everybody down at the Crestview Ham Fest. Always a good ham fest down there. So, just running the ICOM 756 Pro 3 with a little bit of help from the L4B. And that's about it, man. You had a good day, enjoyed the cool weather. I'm glad to see it. I tell you what, those summer this year was pretty nice. So, but turn it back over to you. Look forward to seeing you down at the Ham Fest. WE4AM, WB4KKJ.
Okay, Greg, you just booming in up here at 2030 over. Sounding great, my friend. We'll break with Greg and move on down to David at WB5BZO. David, what you got for the Eagle Net?
Well, this is WD5BZO. Goodwill and best wishes to all you guys sounded very good over here in Arkansas. I tell you, I believe we're going to have some fine radio conditions between this late fall and early winter, and probably through the winter. I think it's going to be very good. So I didn't get your name, but I know you WE4AM. I was listening, and there was enough. I've been sitting here listening. I just enjoy. If I don't say a word, I just enjoy listening to all the good signals. So I appreciate you keeping me up. Thank you very much. This is WD5BZO. Back over to you. Go ahead.
All right, WD5BZO. Name here is Manuel, and it's I'm on the WE4AM Eagle Net, but my regular caller is KW4TV. So there you go. Let's move on down. Let's see who I got here. WB0JZG, is that correct?
That is correct. WB0JZG. The band is improving. I don't know if you're copying me very well, but signals are pretty good. I can hear myself in the Birmingham remote. I'm hearing people real well, even above the lightning 7. I'm in Fort Pierce, Florida at my portable location. Normal location is in Lakeland, Florida, where I'm running the first work 250 transmitter now with 811 modulators. Here I'm just running the old IC7. I've got an L4 I need to wire for 116 volts. Check it out, get it working, bring it over here, and I'll use it with this transmitter, maybe get myself a 160 watt carrier, which is a lot better than 2, and then you'll probably copy me a whole bunch better. So, you got a good signal here into Fort Pierce right now. WE4AM, WB0JZG.
Okay, Kevin, got a good copy on you. You 20 to 30 over, sounding great up this way. Thank you again for checking in. Let's move on down the list here, Kevin, and move down to Mr. Jimmy. Buddy of mine, I hope to see him this weekend. He's a good guy. K4, KHV. Jimmy, what you got for the WE4AM Net?
Yeah, this is K4 KHV. Good evening, man. And everybody got a pretty good signal over here tonight. We're running a little bit late. We got there's 5 nets we check into on Monday night, and we just kind of separate them around a little bit and put them in different orders. Don't always put them in the same order, but there's AM nets and FM nets and CW nets, and just some of all of it. But John sounded good over here. I think he said he was running a Ranger roll with an amplifier. It sounded really good over here, John. Manuel, you sounding good. Several others got some good signals in here. Always glad to be on the Eagle Net. Planning real soon with Hamfest and Christmas. Got a ride over there. We're going to try to see what we can find. Bring home all them goodies. So thanks again, Manuel. Thank you for calling the net. We'll probably see you this weekend. K4KHV.
Okay, Jimmy. I'm hoping to make it. Every time I say I will, sometimes I get a little sick and something happens, I don't get to make it. But my plans are now is to make it, unless something changes. That was the last one on my list. We got anybody wishing to check in at this time a little later? This is WE4AM.
WB4AM, N4QH, Lyle in Toccoa, Georgia. Just wanted to check in and say hello and check out. Over.
All right, I heard the one saying he was in Georgia, but I did not copy your call sign.
The call is N4QH, N4 Quebec Hotel, Lyle in Toccoa, Georgia, and just wanted to check in and out and say hey, over.
Well, we're glad you dropped in on us, and always a pleasure. You're welcome anytime. Here, we'll treat you so many ways on this net, you'll like one of them before you leave. We got anybody else wishing to check into the WE4AM Eagle Net at this time? All right, guys, I'm hearing nothing, so we're going to close it out. Okay, join the W4AMI and the W4GCM Club Net held each Thursday and Tuesday and Thursday evenings, respectively at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Saving Times on 3885, as well as the 1 Eli Memorial Net at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. That's presented by the Florida AM Group on Sunday morning. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one who participated tonight. This is the WE4AM Net, now clear, returning
the frequency back to regular AMU, 73. Thanks, everybody. We had a big net tonight, over 25, I think. Back to you, KW4 TV, now click.
Great job, Manuel. I diddle diddle.